Hi, my name is Aaron Martinez, and I'm going to present my key activity final reflection from my CSO project. First of all, I need to talk about the problem, and the problem that I chose on the SDG is inequality, and most specifically is inequality in labor in the Middle East. And you will think why? And it's because on the last decade, and mostly right now, there have been a lot of deaths, tragedies, and injuries for migrant workers in countries as Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and practically all the countries in the Middle East, or most of them, have these kind of problems. Why? Because they have been now like the World Cup event that needs a lot of infrastructure, and they practically do not bring any morality and any rights, human rights to their workers. So they work on extremely poor conditions that sometimes lead to death. And that's simply not cool right now, right? That's something that we need to eradicate. Why is this important? Because the Middle East is not the only place in which we see this type of problems or crises. If you go out of here to in Monterrey to another streets or whatever, you will see people that are working on not good conditions. It could be people that are building stuff, that are building houses, etc., etc. But we can see it here in Monterrey, but most of all in America Latina, and it's right here. We are living in it. It's just that here in America Latina, the government and the laws are trying to eradicate this. While something very important I'm going to say, in Middle East, the government is not supporting the eradication of this problem of inequality in labor and these tragedies and these deaths. They are practically giving laws that benefits the employer, not the labor, not the worker. And that's the main problem, and that's the focus of my CSO. And that's why it is important to create, first of all, a cultural change in this part of the world, on Middle East. It's pertinent that a CSO create this, and it's critical that the mind and the thinking change in that part of the world. Okay, some data that I could say is that the CNN has been working on labor inequality around the world. It's not very specific to the Middle East, but it recognizes that on the last decade at least, there has been multiples and hundreds of deaths due to poor labor conditions. And it's just so unfair and so sad that most of the people that die on these situations are migrants that search for a good work, for money, and they are sometimes just receive lies that make them believe that they are going to Qatar or whatever country, to a foreign country with good conditions for a good life, and they just find hell practically. Okay, so what we can do? We could think, and we need to know that the main change that we have to do is in ourselves. We need to generate empathy in ourselves. We need to see, as I have said, on our streets, outside the window when you are driving, and understand that this problem is around us, that we could change it. And if we are breathing the same air that the people that are suffering, and the people that are dying, and the people that are injuring themselves for a little money and because of this injustice. We need to change this. So the first step that we need to do is create empathy, then act and make the change ourselves. Talk about this with your parents, with your friends, etc. I know that is not an easy topic to manipulate with others, but it is pertinent that we know that we could be in that situation. And Middle East is another part of the world, but we're still human beings, and we need to eradicate this type of crisis. Thank you. That's all I'm going to say. I think I already extend myself more than I needed to be, but thank you, teacher. I know you're saying this, and bye.